Welcome back to Not a Strong Start, a podcast by filmmakers talk movies, television, and have a large supply of tough acting and acting. I'm your host, the GOAT.
I am not your host, Dave Beeman. Keep the ladies screaming.
And I'm your other guy, Blue 42. Blue 42.
Omaha. All right. So in this episode, we're gonna make this, with football season already starting and already going. We always like to do at least one football episode, right? Every time football season starts. So in this one, we're gonna be building and stacking our own football all-star team based off of movies, television. We have a cast of characters. We're building our ultimate all-star team. So what movie team would you guys want to play for the most? Let's start off there.
I feel there's some teams where it was like, all right, winning is probably going to come from this and things like that. And that would be the ideal response. But I just feel it'd be so much fun to be part of the replacements team.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel you get to play football, you get to have fun, rules out the window. Like, I just feel like it, it's a good environment to be at. So that's what I would choose.
I definitely had the same team, and I had a feeling someone was going to say the same thing. So I had a backup, and I went back to my childhood. And as a child, I played Little League baseball growing up, but we never had a Pee Wee league for football in our area. So I was like, but I used to watch Little Giants all the time, and I was like, man, I would like to be a part of Little Giants team because they were dope. And it's like they had a whole play called the annexation of Puerto Rico. It's like that's for me, baby. That's my play.
I still quote that. I was like, you know what they need right here when my team's down? They need the annexation of Puerto Rico right here. No, I got it, man. If you guys know my personality, man, I fit right with the Miami Sharks, man. From any given Sunday, throw me in that one. It was like a lot of fun. You have a lot of ego, but a lot of partying that they do involved. Hello, like that would be so much fun, man. With the rise of Willie Beeman, like throw me on that team. I'd have a blast on that team. While being coached by Al Pacino.
Yeah,
that was my second choice. I would have gone with that one. That was my second choice.
Al Pacino, man, gives us great quotes. So okay, building our perfect team, right? So let's start off with the quarterback, the centerpiece of the team, right? It's basically your coach that's on the field. Your team's built. You're not going deep if you don't have a good quarterback, as we already know. Who are you going to be leading the charge with your quarterback? Who is taking the team? Who's going to take you to the promised land? So let's start off. George, start us off. Who's your first quarterback?
I had to go with my boy, the unsung hero, Jimmy Dix from The Last Boy Scout, played by Damon Wayans.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
People kind of they sleep on this character.
I slept on him for sure.
When you watch that movie, I know they don't show too much football, and they kind of make him seem like a has-been. But when that man has a ball in his hands, he has pinpoint accuracy, and you never see him miss through that movie. He hits all of his targets.
That's right. Good pick. Good pick. So the first draft.
Plus, he's funny. You want a quarterback to create some levity,
Yeah, especially on the side of the field. When things start getting under pressure and stuff, you need some levity there. So good pick.
All right,
Jose.
Yeah, George did his scouting. All right, that's okay. Good. The name says it all. I'm gonna have to go with Willie Beeman. Dual threat, it took him a little bit to grow up a little bit, in there, but once he got it down, he's gonna put pressure on defenses. Doesn't matter who you're playing. He's gonna make your stars look good and your team look good. And on top of that, he's also gonna bring in sponsors. So your team's gonna be well funded on top of that. So gotta go with Willie Beeman as my quarterback.
I like that. Okay. So I went with one that was a little out there, right? So I need somebody that proved that he can be calm under pressure. He's proven that when stakes are at their highest, he can deliver. And I went with Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon was known for being a stand-up quarterback for the New York Jets. Give me the man that saved the universe. And there's one scene where we see him chuck something. Woo, that thing has some power behind that. Give me that heater. Give me Flash MF Gordon, baby. He's going to take me to the promised land. Let's go. And you have Queen, giving us some good soundtrack music there to get the team hyped up. Let's go.
Well, hopefully he doesn't have to save the world during the playoffs.
Yeah, that's it, right? We got to schedule his heroism. There you go. All right. So now we're going to go into the running back, right? The cowbell is going to be dragging us and getting those extra yards that we need. So, Jose, let's start off with you. Who are you drafting first for your running back role?
First of all, I have to go in and I'm gonna have to secure some release. Maybe with the money and the connections that our team will get from having Willie Beeman and having that show in there, we can get some officials to help us out here. But we're pulling Earl Meggett out of jail from the longest yard. He was just nasty. And you know, this is someone who's showing his nastiness in a prison league where he knows the next cut might be a literal cut, but someone might be shanking him as he's trying to make his move. But he's out there fearless, putting on the moves. He shows agility. He shows strength. It shows that he could be a 3-down back. He can drive it down the middle. He can go be a receiving back. I gotta go, my boy Earl Meggett all the way.
All right, Drew, who you drafting?
I'm
Second
going with
overall running back.
I'm going with a small town hero. All right, someone who has a lot of willpower and the dream to get out of that small town to become somebody. I'm going with Steph from All the Right Moves, played by Tom Cruise.
Ooh, that's not who I thought it was gonna be, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
This is a boy who doesn't want to be stuck in the coal mines, you know, living his daddy's dream. He wants to be his own man. So he's gonna go for every yard and make sure that he gets every point that the team needs.
Nice. I thought about going with Pokai legend Al Bundy on this one, but I'm not. Instead, I need speed. I need speed on my team. I need somebody. I don't know if this person could catch, so I don't know if they could play wide receiver, but I know they could run. So I'm going with Alabama legend Forrest Gump. Give me Forrest Gump that knows how to run into that end zone and into the locker room. Give me Forrest Gump. There's going to be a man in the backfield. Just give him the rock and watch him fly by everybody. He's going to be like a Jamal Charles. I want to see him shake and bake. Let's see it.
Nice.
And you
All
can
right.
use them as a returner. George, when
Right.
you were talking about small town wanting to get out and all that stuff, I thought you were gonna go Smash Williams from Friday Night Lights.
That would be another good one too. Yeah.
All right. So let's go wide receiver now, right? Jose, who are you going to draft first overall, right? Wide receiver is going to be the person out there that's getting all the highlight reels. Someone's going to be, they're going to be a little bit of nice with a little bit of spice. Who are you going to draft first? Who's our wide receiver?
Okay, so this was a little tough. Because originally I was thinking of going,
Rod Tidwell.
I was thinking of Rod Tidwell at first.
Yeah.
But I decided, you know what? I'm not gonna go the Rod Tidwell itself. I'm going to team up with my running back, create a little chemistry. I'm gonna go with the little weapons battery. We're gonna have the running backs, and then I'm gonna have to go with Deacon Moss for the longest yard, who's also played by Michael Irvin. But Deacon Moss, he's going to go out there. He's going to put in the work. You can count on him going over the middle. He can be a deep threat. He's going to be all over the field. He's a nice safety blanket for the quarterback. And Michael freaking Irvin on there. So I got to go with Deacon Moss. He's gonna be able to provide. He doesn't have a huge ego on his shoulders.
I like that. Good. I had him on my list too, but good choice.
Right.
Okay.
See, this is where I put Meggett from the longest yard, because the boy is so fast without gear on. No one's gonna freaking catch this guy. He'll get to the point you need him to be at. Don't even worry about him missing that ball. You just gotta launch it. He'll be there waiting for you.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Little shift of position, but I think he could do it.
All right. So I thought of Rod Tidwell too, but I'm gonna go with somebody else that show that they can carry a team on their own. Okay. This is gonna be somebody that's gonna be very hard to tackle for multiple reasons once I say who it is. Give me the golden retriever. Give me Air Bud, baby. He made the most clutch critical touchdown when the team needed a moat and won them that championship. Who's going to tackle a dog? Not me. I'm not trying to tackle the dog. You know how elusive those things are? He's got a real speed down there, enough to carry an entire movie, Jose. You don't just catch that anywhere here. Give me Air Bud, the golden receiver.
That dog carries franchises, man.
Exactly, man. He's played every sport, so I figure I can work him in some trick plays here. He's done a lot of it. He's played soccer. He's played baseball.
He's the
Deion Sanders, right?
Exactly, man. Give me that guy on the outside. He's got enough charisma that he can get us some sponsorships. Please, give me Air Bud.
Hey everyone, let's take a moment to talk about where I've been getting these new Not a Strong Start t-shirts from. Head on over to itsnas.threadless.com, the only place where you can get Not a Strong Start merch. Whether it's our newly designed mascot or just your favorite movie logo, now with some NASS flair. You can rep your NASS love on tee, hoodie, mug, rug, and so much more. So get yours today. Just click on that link below and have yourself a strong start and not a strong, have a not a strong start, have a start that's strong, but not so strong. You know what to do.
Yes.
All right.
Good one.
Now we're going to go defenders. Okay. So we're going to mix this one up a little bit. All right. We'll each do a pick and then we'll go back around for round 2. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'll let you guys go. So George, you start us off on this one. Who are you going to start us off?
All right. I mean, we got to go Bobby Boucher on this one, right?
Mhm.
I mean, the boy's got blind rage that just is unstoppable. That's who I got to have as my first pick for one of my defenders easily. Plus, he even proved he can get some interceptions and run that ball back too.
That's right. Okay. All right,
That's
Jose,
a
who
good
you
one.
got?
Now that would have been my first pick for defender, so I'll move
Defense
into
wins
to a,
championships.
yeah.
Defense wins championships.
I'm gonna move into a backup. Here we're gonna have someone who I believe can play linebacker, but can also play defensive line if needed. One of the players that we do not want getting a hold of Airbud the receiver, because that might be it for Airbud the receiver, and that is Sark from Any Given Sunday, the Snow Mountain powder driven animal who is willing to die and expire on the field.
Good. I like that. All right. So I'm going with this character, Charles Jefferson, who was Forrest Whitaker from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. All it did was to mess up his car, and that put him in such a blinding rage that he just had to go and annihilate the poor quarterback where he was peeing his pants on that one. So that's all I got to do. Like, you know how much motivation to get on the field? That boy's going to go crazy high on it. He was an all-star recruit. That dude comes top notch. I need Charles Jefferson to man my linebacker crew because he's coming straight for those quarterbacks. Lock it in.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
All right. Second round draft choice. Here we go. Here are the defenders. It's going to help balance out that second point because you can't always be scoring here, George. You're going to need some people to step up. You're going to have to stop. Who you drafting second?
My second dude is Fumiko from The Replacements. That fucking big ass sumo wrestling motherfucker. No one is getting past those hands. All right?
Yeah.
He's gonna fucking Honda your ass out of here.
Good. That's a good one. Yep. You need those big guys. Clog up the middle. There you go. All right, Jose, who you got?
For my second one, I'm going to have to go praised but effective. Someone who is not just a great player, but a great leader that will keep his team in check and look after his players. And as long as he has his pocket taco, you know he's going to perform. And that is Thad Hassel from Blue Mountain State.
Yes.
The beast of a player.
There you go. Okay. All right. So for this one, I had to go with a person that intimidated the opponent's best player. Give me Icebox from Little Giants. Who says females? Who says girls can't play football when she was hands down the best talent that was on that field against that team? So you stack her up there, you know, with Charles Jefferson. You let her hit the weak line right there. She's gonna be tearing your team up, man. They don't call her Icebox for nothing. She's freezing you on that score line. You are not scoring on her.
Ice cold.
You got an ice box. Yeah, you got an ice box where that offensive player used to be.
Exactly, man. Let's go. All right. So we know there's so many times where it's clutch time, game's tied, or you're down by 1 or 2, and it just takes that kick that we've seen so many times that wins championships. Who are you gonna pick that's gonna be your golden leg, your golden goose? What's gonna get you? What's gonna get you over the hump?
Easy. I'm gonna have to go with the spa. Lucy Draper from Unnecessary Roughness. Does through all that condition, even in the rain, game on the line, having to worry about possible harassment from her own teammates, didn't stop her, didn't unnerve her. She was still not just kicking it, but it was right through the middle of the upright. Wasn't even in out. Lucy Draper for the kick.
Well, she's
right.
gonna be doing double duty, all right? Because I got her on my team too.
As long as laces aren't out, you're good.
It won't affect her at all, man. That's not gonna stop
Yeah.
her. She is an unstoppable force.
Okay.
And not to mention, she's a distraction for the other team. They're not focused.
See, I'm surprised you guys didn't go with Ray Finkel, but okay, I get it. All right. So I went with that was a great pick too. So I'm gonna go with another alternate one that I have here, and this is for the soccer striker from Ted Lasso. So this guy's going to be coming over to football. It's going to be Danny Rojas. Football is life. This guy's got a very powerful leg. As long as he's focused in the right spot and where he needs to, that dude's hitting it everywhere. And like he says, football is life, baby. That's the type of attitude that I want on my team. I want people that are dedicated only to this craft and people that have immense talents. We could bring it in here. Give me Danny Rojas from Ted Lasso.
Ooh, that's a good choice. I'm surprised another was went with. I think his name, the kicker from the Replacements.
I almost went with him, but I really wanted her. Like,
Yeah,
that's still my favorite
had
football
to have
movies,
Lucy.
man. That's
I had to have Lucy.
All right. So your team won't be much that they're not motivated enough. So who is it that's going to corral everybody and get them going? Who's going to be your coach? Give me Al Pacino in any given Sunday. I want Al Pacino there giving us all the fight that we need. The dude's a seasoned veteran. He's been proven successfully to be a championship coach. Give me that guy and give me one of the greatest actors we've ever seen that's there motivating my guys. What else is going to get you motivated outside of Al MF Pacino?
I mean, I got the answer for that, and
That's still one of the greatest speeches.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But I got to go with Herman Boone from Remember the Titans. I mean, Denzel
Really
Washington, man, that's some motivational speaking right there. You know, doesn't have to yell at you. He just gives you that timbre of confidence. That's my guy.
Those are good coaches, but Phil, I gotta go with my coach here, and that is Jimmy McGinty for the Replacements. Why do I gotta go with Jimmy McGinty? Is if a coach can take this group of outcasts that have probably no business at first being on that field and getting the most out of all of them to the point where they're able to compete with the best teams in the league. That's a coach who can then bring a team of that I built of professionals and take them to the promised land.
Good.
Like that.
All right. So now we're going to need an alternate, right? We always need a backup on our team. In case one of your star players goes out, this person's going to come in and still help you deliver. It's got to be somebody that's proven. You know, they can't have too big of an ego, right? Because maybe they won't allow themselves to be a bench player. So you got to pick somebody smart. Who's going to be your bench player? Who's your backup? Who's ready on deck? Who's your sixth man? So, George, we'll start off with you.
All right. I got my second string quarterback here. He's an oldie, but a goodie. And that's Paul Blake, played by Scott Bakula in Necessary Roughness. That man's got an arm cannon. Every time he throws that ball, it looks like a freaking tank just hit that like a tank just hit that receiver. Every time you see him hitting with that practice dummy, that shit look like it hurts. That's the guy I want on my team. Plus, he brings a load of knowledge from his history. He was an all-star. He's your guy.
Good choice. Good choice on that one.
All right, Jose.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go for a position that we haven't. And it was like, if I'm gonna have Willie Beeman out there, that's gonna be the cash cow for the team. I gotta make sure he's protected. And who better than protected than a player who was willing to put his own life on the line for the sake of the game? Someone who is team first. Billy Bob from Varsity Blues. I'd rather have no other person watching the blind side of my quarterback.
As soon as you said risk his life, I knew who you're gonna say, man.
See, so I went with my backup quarterback on this because you never know, right? Flash Gordon may be busy out saving the world. I need somebody that's proven to be calm, someone's been collective, but also somebody that seems to be very resourceful and scrappy. I went with Johnny Utah from Point Break. So Johnny Utah dragged his team to the Rose Bowl before he blew his knee out. Unfortunately, he couldn't continue his football career. But give me that kid. That kid was destined to be a first-round talent. He dropped a little bit in the draft, which made me help pick him up. Give me a backup guy that's going to, help keep the team together and got that extra oomph. Give me Johnny Utah.
And the replacement showed that he still had some juice left in the tank.
See, there you go. That's perfect for a backup. He doesn't have the ego. It's Keanu, baby. Let's go.
Hey, Shane Falco.
Exactly. All right. So having closed this out, as we're getting excited for the football season, let's pick a good football movie. What movie do you recommend to our listeners to watch? It's going to get them geared up for this football season.
I mean, I got an easy pick for all of you guys. Watch The Game Plan. Why? Because you'll see me in the background. That's why.
Are you?
Yeah.
Hey, nice. Okay. I like that. Other than that, just watch George's scene and you can stop it after that.
You'll see me like 3 times. Keep a good close look.
Nice. There you go. movie style.
I'm gonna pull a Dan here, and I'm gonna cheat, and I'm gonna go
On answering the question.
Not on tests or
Not
other
on
things.
test here. My grades are valid.
context. Right. If you're looking for comedy, you say Blue Mountain State. Nice quick series to watch. Good comedy. I fully revolves around football. If you're looking for something not really comedy, then you have to go Any Given Sunday. You get one of the best football speeches there is. You have great characters in it, and it's more towards the drama side of things.
I like that. I will go with Remember the Titans. I love that movie. That movie's great too. You know, Any Given Sundays is my guilty. I can't even really say guilty pleasure because it's a good movie. I love watching it. I just go back to it a lot. That's probably
It's
the one I
just a
watch the
pleasure.
most. Yeah, it's just a pleasurable movie, which one I go back to a lot. But I'm gonna say Any Given Sunday, who haven't seen it yet. Denzel just crushes it to see like the great inspiration that he's providing to these high school kids, and you see them. I love like things centered around high school football is always fun to watch because it's the angst. There's no sponsorship. It just come down to the very basics of football. I love it. So there you go.
Great choices.
Yep. Thank you for watching another episode of Not a Strong Start. Please like, subscribe, comment, share on the YouTube channel Not a Strong Start. You can listen to us anywhere you listen to your podcast. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Not a Strong Start. I'm your host, The GOAT. You can follow me at King_Sangre.
I am not your host, Jay Beeman. Keep the ladies screaming.
I am your other guy, Blue 42. Blue 42. Hood, hood.